No! You make me so sad. How do you know? I was just trying to be a quippy little weeper. Chat, don't ever let me talk in that voice again. Jesus Christ, what am I talking about? Hello everybody, it's JoJo, your favorite gold coach, and I hope you're all doing well. I hate push, and I'm kind of confused as to why more people don't. To give a little bit of context, I've been playing this game since 2017, so I have played through basically every single objective type they've ever put into this game, with the exception, I played Clash, but I didn't play it a lot. I was only playing for a very brief span of time then, I think like 3 to 4 days at most, so I really didn't get completely into Clash to tell you all of the intricacies about it. But I am prepared to say that push is without a doubt the worst objective type to ever be introduced into Overwatch. And I do have arguments to back that up. First off, I just want to say that people who are going to be like, yeah, obviously don't remember much about 2CP. No, I remember. See, the thing is that the modes that most people hate, that being 2CP and Clash, have a couple of things in common, but the main thing being that team fights don't seem to matter that much. In every other objective mode, when you win a team fight, you make significant progress, but it's not so much progress that it feels hopeless for the other team to come back and contest the objective. What I mean by that is in control style maps like Flashpoint, Hybrid, the first part of hybrid maps, and of course Control, when you win a team fight, you capture the objective, and then you get enough of a percentage progression to actually mean something. It matters how much you get, which is usually between 20 and 30% before the other team can actually come back to contest the objective. The only exception to this being the first point of hybrid maps, which generally captures pretty fast, but you can still contest after the first 2 ticks, depending on how early the team fight was lost and what happened. The point is that a team fight, winning the team fight gives you enough progression to matter, and losing the team fight means that you're not completely put out for the entirety of the match. On the opposite side, losing a team fight as the attacking side doesn't mean that you lose so much time on the clock that there's no way for you to come back. You usually get between 5 to 6 team fights to actively capture the point you're trying to capture, and that's incredibly important. On escort maps, which is the second part of hybrid, and of course payload maps, the same thing occurs. When you win a team fight, you push the payload forward just far enough to feel like that team fight had impact on what you were doing, and the losing team doesn't feel like that one lost team fight automatically means that they cannot come back from what they were doing. The problem with something like 2CP was that you had to win basically 47 team fights to win the goddamn game. Normally, if you would win the first team fight as the attacking squad, you captured the first point blank and center. There was just no coming back from that. You captured the first point and you won. But the second point would be an endless amount of team fights where you would have to win realistically, you'd have to win like 7 of them straight in a row back to back before you would actually be able to fully capture the point. Because the defender spawn was right behind the second point, they would be in this endless loop of spawn, contest, spawn, contest, spawn, contest, spawn, contest, and it was very infuriating and frustrating for people, and this often led to matches feeling like a war of attrition as opposed to an actual strategical game of Overwatch. From what I could tell whenever I did play Clash, people's biggest issue with that game mode was that because of the way the attacker and defender spawns were set up for each point, it was basically who won the first point, that team was the one that was going to win the entire game. Because you would then be in this push-pull dynamic of the defenders having a spawn advantage. So you would both meet in the middle. Whoever won that, the defenders would then win a point, and then you would be defending the next point, so you would win that point, and then the defenders would win, and then you would win, and then that would complete the game and cap it out completely. And I still kind of see this issue happening with Stadium. Whenever I play Stadium, the Clash in Stadium still has a very similar issue where you're basically who wins the first time, that's the person who's going to win the entire match. I don't know if that continued to be the issue when when Clash was like a full-fledged game mode and what they could have done to fix it, but that was generally the issues. I don't understand how people don't see that push has the exact same problem, if not more. So I'm not going to lie to you. I literally just spent the past 20 minutes trying to find the video that I was about to reference on OC's channel, and I can't find it. I have no idea where it is, but OC did an OWCS analysis where she was talking about push as a game mode very briefly, and she stated that team fights in push really don't matter, and to solidify the point, she had put up how many team fights one team had won and the other team had won, and the team that won the least amount of team fights was actually the team that took the entire map. The reason for this is fairly simple, and I'm going to try to lay it out as basic as I can by describing to you a scenario you have 110% of the time been in on either the defending or the attacker side. We have two teams, right? We have Team Red and we have Team Blue. They meet in the middle as the point is about to unlock, and Team Red takes the victory. Team Red manages to push the point about halfway to the checkpoint, where Team Blue then converges on them. Team Red then wins that second team fight, netting them 2 team fights in a row that they've won, and they push the bot all the way to the checkpoint and then a little bit further than it, let's say 1 to 2 meters. Team Blue then comes back from their spawn, has ult economy, and wins the team fight. They then begin to walk their bot all the way back to the barricade. Now, because Team Red's forward spawn has been activated, they are able to get back to the bot before the barricade has even began to be pushed. Or if it has been pushed, it's been pushed just a little bit, again, that 1 to 2 meters. Now Team Blue has to win yet another team fight. They do win that team fight, and then they get to push that a little bit more. They'll get it about halfway to the checkpoint before Team Red will get back from their spawn where their forward spawn is no longer activated. They will then have to win, Team Blue will then have to win a third team fight in a row, and they will do that, pushing Team Red back a little bit further and getting their barricade to the midway checkpoint. But they still haven't taken the lead because Team Red did have those 2 meters that they pushed past the checkpoint. Unfortunately for Team Blue, Team Red will come back with ult economy, take the bot back, and then get the bot all the way back to their barricade, and then Team Red will probably win at least another team fight, leaving the score with a 4 to 3 in team fights. Team Blue is constantly fighting an uphill battle, all because they lost that one team fight. And the reason for this has a lot to do with 2 separate things. Number 1, it takes forever to get from spawn back to where the fight is happening on push. There's a lot of shortcuts that they try to give you in these maps, and if you know them, then you'll get back to the bot a little bit faster. But overall, it just takes a long ass time, and a lot of push maps are just walking simulators. You are walking. You're walking from spawn to the fight. You're walking from the fight to wherever you need to go next, and it's very, very frustrating. But also, if you lose that first team fight, very similar to something like Clash, you are going to be in a constant uphill battle, because if you don't win the next team fight immediately, that is to say, if you lose 2 team fights in a row, your chances of coming back are almost null and void. And let's say that your team fully locks in, right? You lose like 4 or 5 team fights in a row, which is really bad, but you lose like 4 or 5 team fights in a row, and your team finally locks in and decides that they're going to do their absolute best, and you guys just do the comeback from hell. You have to win double the amount of team fights that the other team won, because you're waiting for the fucking push bot to walk its slow ass back to your barricade so that it can start slowly pushing that barricade. I lost a match on push the other day. I couldn't find the replay code, but I lost a match on push the other day because the bot stops at the checkpoints. Because it stops to scratch its ass for like 9 years, I lost that fight because it was only me and a Sombra left alive, and we were at the checkpoint, and all we needed was for the bot to push it literally 1 more meter and we would have won, and we didn't, because the entire enemy team respawned and got there before our team could respawn and get there, because the spawns are so fucking far away. This dynamic of tug of war is a great idea in concept, but ultimately with both Clash and Push, we find that it just simply doesn't work that well, because it's almost always going to be reliant on who wins the first team fight, who secures that first victory, and who is able to get started the best out of everybody involved. This is, in my opinion, one of the biggest problems with Push, and it's one of the reasons I hate it so much, is because there's almost no way to come back from what has happened. In every other game mode out there, except 2CP and Clash, obviously, when you win a team fight, you have the chance to come back. So For example, let's take payload maps, right? I cannot count the number of times where my team got steamrolled on the first round and we were not able to push the cart very far and then full held the enemy team. That has happened so often because the comeback potential is astounding. If you are able to just out attrition the enemy team, you will full hold them on a payload map. The same thing with hybrid applies, the same thing with control, the same thing with something like Flashpoint. You are able to come back more often than not if you just lock in and don't let your mental get destroyed. But something like Push or Flashpoint or the long dead 2CP, you're not able to come back from that. And it's so baffling to me that people would rather play New Queen Street or Esperanza or Coliseo over New Junk City or what is it called, Atlantisa, Saravasa, these Flashpoint maps, because Flashpoint at the end of the day is more fun, it's more dynamic, it has more comeback potential, team fights actually matter in that mode, and in Push they just simply don't, and that's the reason that I hate Push. So, that being said, I don't want to just complain without giving solutions, so here's what I think. I think that Push should be a best 2 out of 3, and each round should be shortened in a stadium-esque environment. I actually don't mind Push in Stadium because the shorter spawn distances and shorter distance the bot needs to travel inevitably makes it to where each team fight feels impactful and interesting. I think that if instead of one gigantic long hallway that we have to keep traveling down for 10 minutes, we had short bursts of 2 to 3 minutes, and whoever pushed the bot the furthest 2 out of 3 of the best rounds, that would be a lot better experience in the competitive format. Now, in quick play, you could probably keep it to Stadium, where just every once in a while people select Push as a game mode, and in quick play, you only have to push it, you know, it's only a 2 to 3 minute game. It's called quick play after all. But that is my main solution. If they don't want to do that, then my other solution would be to do something similar to Flashpoint, where the spawn doors have a speed boost coming out of them so you can actually get back to the fight faster, but also to speed up the fucking bot. Like, both it walking back to the barricade and it actually pushing the barricade both need to be faster, because at this rate, the slowness of the mode is what's causing most of the problems. But I still think that the shorter 2 to 3 minute bursts of Push that, you know, you get 3 rounds of, I think that would be a much better way to implement Push into the main objective pool of the actual core game, rather than this kind of bullshit that we have where we are just, like I said, just constantly trudging a slog through hallways and all of that. I hope you guys enjoyed my little rant. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. What's your least favorite objective type? I'd love to hear your thoughts. And as always, a great big special thank you to my channel members listed on screen now. If you want to find out how to become a channel member today, get awesome perks like seeing videos early, merch discount codes, and more, then please click that join button down below. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one.